For today's new to Pilates class, we're going to be taking a look at some balance work. Grab a set of weights and come join me. All right, so as we are going to be doing some balance work, that means a lot of standing work. It's important with balance work in Pilates that the whole structure from the foot all the way up into the core are really nice and supported and working together. First things first are the feet. We want to make sure that the whole foot is being active here, from the big toe, the baby toe, to the heel. You can think of that triangle of support. That's really going to help stabilize you, especially when we start doing single leg work. We're going to play with that support base throughout the class. Other things that we want to think about here are inner thigh support, glute support, pelvic floor, and core. So all of that is going to be really important to help keep us out of the sink that's going to want to happen, or the sink into the pelvis if I don't have any core support. I want to think of staying really tall on top of my thigh bone. So imagine that your pelvis is the most perfect scoop of ice cream and your thigh bone is that ice cream cone. And when you're doing your balance work, really think of that beautiful scoop of ice cream on the cone. You don't want to let it sink. You don't want to let it melt. You really want to think of being beautiful, that like picturesque piece of ice cream or ice cream cone. We are going to start with some squats. Good place to start. So opening the legs a little bit wider than hip distance, taking a breath in, and here we go. Nice squats. I'm just bending my elbows, going into a little bicep curl here. And by adding weights, I'm going to add a little bit more of a challenge to my balance, but you can drop the weights at any point during this if you feel like it's a little bit too much for you today. I want to track my knees over my toes. Think of those knees aiming right between the big toe and baby toe. You don't want them to start tucking in. So we're letting those legs go wide. We're going to do two more like this, and then we're going to build on it. Last one. From here, we're going to bend. I'm going to come up onto my left leg, bringing my right leg out to the side and down. Same side. Let's bring the arms right up. I know I get cut off from frame there, but we're going to bring those arms up to the ceiling. Whew. So what's nice about this balance challenge is I'm moving through it. I'm not asking you to stay there. We're just going through it. Two more. One. Coming down, pause. Going back to my left leg, I'm going to tuck my right leg in, and then I'm going back to my bicep curls as I send my leg out to the side and bring it in. So this is going to challenge my side glute on my supporting leg. Core is active. Whew. 3. Already starting to feel that work. One more time. Hold it here. Here's a little bit more balance challenge. Using the glute on that supporting leg, I'm going to pop myself up. Toe is touching the knee. Bring myself back down. Pop up and down. From the side, as I come up and hinge down, I'm really engaging my glute, core, inner thighs, and I'm thinking of that full triangle of support through my standing foot. 3, 2, 1. Hold. So this is our first hold challenge. Check in with yourself. Are you sinking? Is your whole foot active? Pull those abs in. 3, 2, the arms out is going to help. 1, lower the leg down. We got to do the other side. Open those legs back up. Here we go. We're going to go right into our moving squat with leg lift. I'm saving you from another set of those squats. Trust me, we got a lot more coming up. Whew, let's do this for 3. But track those knees properly. Propel yourself from the glutes. One last time here. Come down, weight onto the right leg, tuck the toe in, and let's extend and bend. Extend and bend. Try not to let the knee drop in. That's something I have to work on for sure. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in there. We're gonna lift everything up and down. Everything up and down. Whew. That whole foot is nice and active. Pull those abs in. Does one side feel harder than the other? Already, yes. And 2. One more time. Hold it. Hold it. Check in with yourself. Big toe, baby toe, heel. Are you finding support through your glute? Inner thigh. How's that ice cream cone looking? Is it melting? See if you can get that perfect scoop. 3, 2, 1, and down. Now, continuing with our squats, but a wide leg and a turned out leg. As we go down, we're gonna reach the arms out and in, out and in. So you can just as easily drop the weight for all of this. You don't need to use it. It's just adding a little bit of a bonus challenge for us here. So the knees are still tracking over the toes. Let's do this for 4, 3. Inhale down. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. We're staying down there. I'm just gonna tuck my elbows in and bring my hands down. I want you to feel what happens when you lift your right heel up. We lost a contact of support. Did you feel that little shift in the body where we had to work a little harder? Bring that heel down, do the other side. Lift the heel. Did you want to roll to your pinky toe? Try to stay connected into that big toe joint. Lower the heel, lift the other one. Holding that, lower the heel, lift the other one. And down. Let's do this for 4. Just shifting weight, 3. You know we're gonna build on it, 2, 1. Bring that heel down and come up. Go right back down. Lift the right heel. Pulse it, 1, 2, 3. How are those legs doing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heel, come on up. Down we go. Lift it up. Pulse it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower it down. Come on up. Both heels are going to lift now. So, bend the legs. Lower your center of gravity to the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Whoo, did you roll? Lift. Try to stay connected into those big toe knuckles. All 10 toes. Really active here. Lifting and lowering. Finding a little bit of a challenge. Bring the arms out in front of you. Does that make it feel more stable? How about if we open the arms to the side? Let's do 3 more here. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Balance there for 4, for 3, for 2. Lower those heels. Whoo! Nicely done. Let's give the legs a break. I'm not a monster. Let's give them a break. But we're going to work the arms. So, feet are going to be about sit bone distance apart, which is about bum cheek distance apart. I'm going to find my hip hinge, letting my bum stick out a little bit, bending my legs to help with that little sticking out of the bum, pulling the belly in for support. Bring the arms out onto a little diagonal. We're going to hug a tree. We're going to open both arms together and down, up, down. So make sure that you're not dropping your thumb and forefinger to the floor. Instead, think of your baby fingers as pointing upward a little bit to the ceiling. So I don't want you to do this where my hands are dropped. Instead, think of those baby fingers tipping gently upward toward the ceiling. It's gonna help with external rotation, which is gonna help those back muscles work a little bit more. 2, 1. Holding that. Opening one arm to the side. Resist the rotation. This is still a balance. Even though both feet are anchored into the floor, that doesn't mean that I'm not challenging other muscles here, because I want to rotate. I want to go with that arm. We're going to do our little pendulum swing here. One more time on each side. We're going to finish with that left arm. Coming up. Going into a little open elbow. So we're just going to stand nice and tall for this. Again, finding that support across the whole triangle of the foot. Opening the arms wide and closing. Opening the arms wide and closing. So just challenging our balance here. We're just standing. But are you sinking into your hips? Are we doing a little this? Or maybe a little this? Try to sit really tall on those femur bones. Think of that ice cream scoop on those ice cream cones. We've got 3 left here. 2, 1, and down. We're going back to a little balance challenge, but first some rotation. So let's bring the arms out in front of us. I'm going to bend my arm closest to the camera, turning my head to look at that elbow and rotating through my torso. I want to keep my hips square to the end of my mat and then coming back. That way I'm really just working through the head, the collarbone, the rib cage, but the pelvis is going to stay quiet. So if I'm turning toward you, I don't want to start seeing this where my pelvis is now rotating with me, but instead keep that pelvis really stable, rotate through the rib cage and back. Let's do one more time on each side because you know we're building on it. Woo! Those shoulders, let's come down. They're getting some work. Okay, here's our challenge. Find that triangle of support. Bring one leg into that little flamingo pose. Think of your ice cream scoop. Think of that triangle. Bring the arms up. We're gonna rotate toward that bent leg. Rotating, rotating. Try to stay right on top of the leg. Don't side bend away from it. Come back to center and down. Other side. Here's my flamingo. Rotating to the other side. Glute, inner thigh, core, everything working here. Back to center. Down. Let's do that one more time on each side. Rotation balance is hard. It is hard. It's hard to know where we are in space when we do rotation. It challenges the brain, it challenges the body to figure out our proprioception, which is where is our body in space. We're gonna come on down, put the weights down, and we're gonna go into a little bit of plank work. So this is still a balance challenge with plank work. Now you have a choice here. If you feel comfortable enough to work in a full plank throughout this series, go for it. Absolutely. Take a picture, tag me in it. I would love to see it. If you would like to join me, I'm going to do this series on my knees in a half plank. So I have a nice strong upper body. I'm going to go to fists for my wrists, pushing the floor actively away. My leg closest to the camera, I'm going to reach it out, lower and lift that leg 1, keeping my hips square 2, and 3. So I'm balancing. I've lost a point of contact. I've gone from 4 to 3, 2. Hold it out there. Now I'm going to challenge my plane of movement by opening my leg out to the side and pulling it back in. I'm trying to keep my hips really square and quiet here. I don't want you to start swinging the hips side to side as you do this. Try to keep it really quiet. Pull those abs in. Push that floor away. 3 more. 2. 1. Now I'm gonna do a big rainbow arc. I'm gonna touch my foot to the opposite side of my mat, lift, and tap the other side. Up, cross my legs, up, and to the side. So I'm trying again not to sink into my supporting hip. Don't sink. Stay tall through the core, stay tall through the leg. 2. One more time, cross the leg, open it up, bring it back to center, and come in. We're not done yet. I know your quads are gonna be working there too, and that's okay. But pull those abdominals in, squeeze the bum, and we're gonna go into a little up, up, down, down with the upper body. Coming onto my hands, I'm gonna lower my right arm to the floor, on my forearm, my left arm to the floor, and pushing up with my right arm, followed by my left. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. 2 more. One more time. Push yourself back. We gotta do the other side. How are you feeling so far? Different ways to challenge your body. It's not just balancing while standing. We're really getting some nice work in different planes. All right, we gotta do the other side. So find that nice, strong half plank or full plank, if you so desire. We're gonna reach the far leg out, lower and lift for 8. Resist the urge to sink and rotate through that pelvis. Keep that head lifted. For 4, 3, 2, 1. We're opening the leg out to the side, pulling it in. Opening it to the side and in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one here. Let's cross the legs, up and over, beautiful little rainbow. Pull those abs in. I'm really trying very hard here not to sink in my back. So really watch that you don't start to drop into the back as that leg lifts. Keep the range small. Keep it controlled. 2 more. One more time here, squeezing that glute. Bring it back to center. In. We got to do our up, up, down, down, starting with the left side. Left arm down, right arm down. Left arm up, right arm up. Down, down, up, up. Down, down, up, up. 2 more sets. Woo! 1 more set. Woo! Push yourself to a very well-deserved child's pose. Oh, how are you feeling so far? Just because you're new to Pilates doesn't mean we're not going to work. All right, let's roll ourselves up through the spine, standing ourselves back up and grabbing our weights again. From here, we're going to be going into a split squat. I love the split squat. There's a lot going on with the split squat. It's a lot of good glute work, and you can really, already you can see it's hard for me to find my balance because I've got my legs in the same plane here. I'm not coming out crazy far with my leg, so my stance is very narrow, which right away is going to challenge me a little bit. From here, we're going to lower ourselves down in space. I'm just going to do a nice little bicep curl, squeezing my front glute to help me come up. Inhaling down and up and up. Keeping that collarbone really wide, but try not to push the rib cage out too much. You just want to stay open through the chest, not super popped. Let's do this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that. Lift that front heel. Tap it. 1, 2, 3, Find those big toe joints for 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna hinge over my front leg now, and I'm just gonna do a nice little tricep kickback. Out and in, pulling those abs in. Tracking my knee over my toes. 2 more here, 2. Hold the arms back there. Keep the collarbone wide. All of my weight onto my front leg. Lift the arms and the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold that. Here's a nice balance challenge. Pull those abs in. Can you do little pulses? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you find a focal point for your eyes to connect with, it does make it easier. And 1. Bring that leg down. Use your glute. Come all the way up. Let's just turn ourselves around to the other side. So taking a moment here to find that nice supported position. So legs are fairly narrow in stance. Here's our little bicep curl. And up, down, and up. Let's do this for 4, 3, 2. One more time, hold that, lift that front heel. 1, 2. Pressing down through those big toe knuckles. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bringing my weight onto that front leg. Tricep kickback. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna hold that back there. More weight onto the front leg. And 1, arms and legs. Doing just a little lift. Not a huge movement through the arms. Pull those abs in. Whew. And 4, 3, 2. Track those knees. Hold that. Big toe, baby toe, heel. Track the knees over the toes. Pull the abs in. Little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring that leg down. Come on up. Oh, how are you feeling? Let's give the shoulders a little roll. We're going to go back into some arm work, giving the legs a little bit of a break, but challenging our balance. Feet are going to be about sit bone distance apart. The tummy is going to pull in, and I want you to think of as equal weight as possible on both legs. It's going to be really easy to want to sink into one leg. Try to find that equal weight. Tucking the elbows in, we're going to reach the arms out, open, close, and in. Out, and open, close, and in. You're going to want to swing. We're trying to avoid that. As the arms open, pull those abdominals in. That is a balance challenge. And out. Keep a little softness in the knee. And keep those baby fingers tipping up to the ceiling, not dropping to the floor. Let's do 2. Whew, full body today. One more time. And in. Keep the left arm where it is. Just the right arm is going to open and close. Feel how that shifts in the body. Stay with that right arm out. And open. In. And down. 2 more on this side. Feel the urge to rotate, and then resist that urge. Last one here. And in. Let's do the other side. Out. And open. In. And down. Out. Open. Resist, resist. 2 more, don't rotate toward it. Try not to let the pelvis swing. 1 last time. Whoo. And in. Let's lower the arms down. We're going to continue with the arm work, but we're going to add some heel lifts. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to rise up onto the toes, find that big toe knuckle, and then come on back down. Do that again. Rising up and down, rising up, woo, and down. Doesn't take much, woo, to lose that stability. And up and down. Let's do 2 more like this. Lift and lower. Last one. Here's our little challenge. We're going to come up and stay. Let's bring the arms out to the side. Feel the arms. We're going to hold them there. Pulling those abdominals in, giving those glutes a squeeze. I lost my glute support for a second there. Find those glutes. 3, 2, 1. Lower the arms and lower the heels. Let's do it again. We're coming up. Find that big toe joint. Try to keep the ankle really strong and supported here. Bringing those arms up to the side. Holding that. Bringing the arms forward. What does that feel like? Opening the arms up. Lowering the arms down. And down. Can you start to feel that work behind the legs? Ooh, I can. That is starting to really kick itself into gear. We're going to come back up. And open. Pull those abs in. Bring those arms together. Find that balance. And open, down, and close. So this is something that I tend to do in standing work that I'm really, myself, am working very hard not to do. Check out the knees. I'm coming up and I lock. I lock my knees out. That stops the energy from flowing through the entire body. It's kind of like a kink in the hose. So what you want to do here is as you pull those abdominals and find those glutes, you want to keep just a little bit of softness in the knee. It doesn't have to be this big bend. It's just a little softness. This is a lock. This is soft. That keeps the energy going through my body and then coming back down. So that way things don't get stuck at my knee. We're going to do 1 more time like this. Coming up and holding. We're going to lift the arms up in front of us now. Try bringing them up overhead. Holding that balance challenge. Bringing the arms down in your peripheral vision. It's like you're hugging a ball. Woo, all the way down. Lower those heels. Not quite done yet. We're going to go into a little bit of running. So I'm going to bend my knee and I'm going to switch. I'm aiming for those big toe knuckles so I'm not rolling out onto my baby toes. And I also want to stay really supportive through my pelvis. So I'm not going into a jazzercise move here. Keeping the pelvis really stable, core is active, knees coming out in front of me. We're going to add a little bit of arm work here. Let's lift it up and down, up and down. I feel like this is very 80s aerobicize. That's okay, we're just going to go with it. Imagine your best Jane Fonda or Cindy Crawford. And 4, they're icons, workout icons of the 80s, right? And 2, try not to sink in those hips. 1, let's bring those legs down. Let's turn the legs out. Okay, little bend and up, little lift and down. Imagine that you're a little ballerina now. Up and down. We're giving the glutes a little bit of a break by adding this nice bend in the knee. But we're still challenging our balance. Let's bring those arms out to the side. Bend and up, balance challenge. Bend and up, balance and hold. Bend the legs. Go a little deeper. Tap your heels down, lift them up. 1 and 2, 3. This is a more narrow stance than when we did our big wide position with the legs at the beginning of the class. 2. Can you hold that? Can you lift yourself up tall? Pull those abdominals in. Lower the heels down, lower the arms down. Let's do it again. Bend and lift. Bring those arms up. We're gonna come up and down. Tap it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lift those heels. Come up, come up, come up. Hold it. Lower down. Bring those arms down. Let's do it one last time, just for luck. Coming down. Lift those heels. Bring those arms up. Up we come. Down we go. Tap at 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. How are those arms doing? 2 and 1. Hold. Lift up tall. Lift up tall. All the toes. Bring the heels down. Lower the arms down. Let's go into a little bit of walking plank, just to switch things up a little bit. Coming to stand at the end of my mat, I'm going to roll my head down. Rolling all the way down through the spine. And I'm going to take a moment to hang out there because that feels pretty nice. So I'm just going to enjoy my little stretch. Then I'm going to walk myself out into a plank. I am coming into a full plank here because I'm not staying. My bum is going to pike up to the ceiling and I'm going to walk my feet to my hands. Enjoy that little stretch. Then walk my feet back into my plank. Pike my bum up. Walk my hands back. And then roll myself up through the spine. A little walking plank. Let's do it again. Rolling down through the spine. Whew. Enjoying that stretch. Walking myself out. Take a moment to feel the plank. Bum up in the air as I bring my feet in. You can bend the legs here if you need to. No worries about that. Walking yourself back out to plank. Hinge that bum up. Walk those hands back. Rolling yourself up through the spine. One more time. Tipping the head, rolling down. Enjoying a little stretch there. Walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. Hitch that bum up to the ceiling. Walk and walk and walk and walk. Enjoy your stretch. Walk those legs back to your plank. Hinge your bum. Walk, walk, walk. Nice long stretch here. Rolling yourself up through the spine. That was your little break. Okay, we're gonna leave the weights alone for the last part of this. So, finding a nice strong support on the left side, I'm gonna bring my right leg back behind me, pulling those abdominals in for support. All of my weight is gonna go onto that left leg, and I'm gonna lift and lower my leg behind me. You can see that it opens on a little bit of a diagonal. So I'm really getting some good glute here for 4, 3, 2. We're gonna hold that. I'm gonna bend both of my knees, touch my foot to my ankle, and then reach it out. Bend and out. So I'm still looking to get my supporting leg over the center of my toes and out. Pelvis is fairly square here. Balancing. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back down for a bonus one. I'm going to hinge forward slightly, extend my leg out and touch it in. Extend it out and touch it in. So from the side, Whew. I'm looking like this. So I have a little bit of a hinge. Nothing crazy. Still trying to work from my glute, so my back is nice and supported, and I'm not sinking there. 2, and 1. Let's bring that leg in, all the way up tall. We're not done yet with that supporting leg. We're gonna still bring that leg back, behind us. Look, losing my balance a little bit here. Bringing that leg back behind us. We're gonna lift it up. We're gonna add a little bit of movement here to challenge the stability of our supporting leg and our core. Bringing the leg around to the front. So my leg is actively externally rotating here. As I bring my leg back, my leg is internally rotating. Let the leg rotate in the hip joint. Try not to sink into your supporting leg. But can you feel that work? Oh, that supporting leg is working overtime right now. We got 2 more. 1 more time. Bring it to the front, and let's lower the leg down. Oh my goodness. Give that a little pound there. Okay, let's do the other side. Nice support through the right leg. Core is nice and active. Glutes are nice and active here. We are lifting 1. And remember, this leg just worked. So it's already gonna be pretty tired. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, touch the foot to the Achilles heel, and out. Bend, and out. Bend, out. Bend, out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bonus 1 to come down. Hold it there. Here's that leg lift. 1 and 2. Pull those abs in. 3 and 4. Whoo. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whoo. Come on up. We still have to do that little semicircle. So standing nice and tall, bringing the leg behind you, internally and externally rotating that leg. Here's my internal rotation. So I am actively moving over my thigh bone here. I'm not sinking into it. But if I come onto my side, you can see that there is movement through the pelvis. There is movement through the torso as my leg goes from back to front. I am not, however, sinking into my hip as I do this. I'm keeping my ice cream scoop really nice and perfect on top of the cone. 1 more time to finish here. Whoo! And down. Give it a little patty cake. Okay, so we are almost done. We have done standing. We have done plank. We're gonna sit. We are going to look at just some nice teaser preps to finish with our balance challenge here. So sitting nice and tall on the sit bones. I'm gonna scoop through my tummy muscles. If my pelvis is a wheel, my tailbone is gonna roll itself toward my pubic bone. My pubic bone is gonna roll in toward my belly button. So I get this nice scoop through the tummy muscles. I am not sinking in the back. Stay lifted in the chest. Pull the abs in. Reverse your wheel. Think of the pubic bone now rolling back to the floor and the tailbone rolling free so you're on top of your sit bones. Let's do that again. Pelvic wheel, tailbone rolling toward pubic bone deepening to belly button. Breath in, exhale, rolling yourself back. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll yourself into that nice little scoop. Pause. We're gonna bring one leg to tabletop. This might be enough. That might be enough of a challenge, and that's totally cool. Hold that if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more with your balance. We're gonna bring the other leg up. So I am balancing on my bum cheeks, just off my sit bones. 3, 2, I need lots of abs here or else I'm gonna go into my back. Then I'm gonna lower one leg down, lower the other leg down, deepen those abdominals, and come up nice and tall. We're gonna do it again. So scooping through the tummy muscles. I'm gonna bring my left leg up first. Here's a nice little trick. Drag the heel toward the bum of that second leg and then bring it up. You're less likely to pop into your back when you bring the second leg up if you do it that way. Deepen those abdominals. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg down. Lower the other leg down. Come up nice and tall. Let's do it one last time, just because we can. And we're scooping, and we're scooping, and we're scooping. This time, can you bring both legs? This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna drag both heels towards the bum, deepening those abdominals, and then just bringing the knees in toward the chest, and then lifting up those shins. 3, 2, 1. Bending the heels towards the bum, placing the feet down. I'm gonna kind of walk them out and then get nice and tall. Woo! Oh, yes, that does get into the hip flexors. That is your teaser prep. Whew. It's a lot of work. Okay, we are going to finish with picking flowers, which is one of my favorite stretches from the reformer. The legs are just gonna go nice and wide here. We're gonna bring the arms out, hinging at the hip. I'm gonna send my bum back in space. My back is gonna be flat. But then I get to a point where I have to let the back relax. And this is just such a nice stretch. Just feeling that work at the back of the legs, letting the head hang. And then I'm gonna start to bend my knees, rolling myself up through the spine, deepening those abdominals. And I'm gonna have a nice circle with my hands. I'm gonna bring them up overhead and then opening my arms up to the ceiling. I'm gonna lift my chest to the ceiling and let the arms relax by my side. Let's do that again. So, side view, arms are out. I'm sending my bum back in space, hinging like a tabletop coming down. Then I get to a point where I have to let my back relax. And I can just flop myself right over those legs and really enjoy that stretch. Scooping through those tummy muscles. Pulling those abdominals in. Nice round arms here, stacking the spine up. The arms come up. Throw the flowers into the air. Lift the chest up to the ceiling. And down. Let's do it one more time for luck. Arms out. Hinge the hip. Equal weight on those legs, equal weight across those feet, and we relax over the legs. Bend the legs, roll yourself up through the spine, deepening those abdominals. Arms are gonna come up overhead. Lift the chest, open the arms, and down. Oh. Thank you so much for joining me. Even though this was a new to Pilates class, it was a balance challenge. There was a lot of good work happening in this class. I really do hope that you come back to this class again and again to challenge yourself and how you're progressing with the Pilates work. I think it's a really fun class to constantly check in with and see where you are in your body. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.